Okay, Sony. Let me just firstly and foremost get this out of the way. You had one of the most boring conferences I have ever seen regarding gaming. It was boring! You had these lifeless drones on the stage. John Jones from DC could have done a more lively presentation. And he's a Martian. Where'd you get these guys from? You just stopped by at the retirement home first? They were boring. You had one guy who had like a single down feather on his head. Presenting stuff about gaming. You gotta get some guys who are excited to be up there. You gotta get some guys with some life and, you know, some pep in their step, something. I felt so irritated watching your conference because it was just that boring. You know, when you're in school and you're having a very boring lecture, and you know that last 5 minutes of class, when you're just waiting to just get out, you're waiting for the professor to just let you go, and you're just waiting and waiting and waiting, and the last 5 minutes just last forever. That's what the entire conference was like for me. It was boring. There was some good information given, but overall, it was boring. And that's where Microsoft has you beat. They can at least entertain, they can at least keep you interested in what you're watching until you get all the way to the end where you don't realize you've even been there an hour. Same cannot be said for what you guys do. But firstly, Sony started off showing us the interface. You know, regarding interfaces, I'm not too particular about that. I like the Xbox One interface, I like the PS4 interface, so there's not much to really say about that. And then another thing, Sony, your cameraman, whoever's back there behind the scenes working what's supposed to be displayed to us, the viewers on Twitch TV and Ustream and such, who the fuck did you guys hire to do that? You guys are showing gameplay, but for some reason, you guys got the camera guy all the way in the back, zoomed all the way out, so we can't see shit! I'm just trying to see what the fuck the name of the game is, and I can't even make it out because the camera is that far back. Who did you guys hire to do this? Did the guy call in sick, and so you guys just grabbed some random dude out of the crowd? It was maniacal, it was annoying, and this happened throughout the entire conference. Stop zooming out. We want to see the gameplay. You know, I'm not going to say much more about that. We'll talk about that when we talk about a couple of the other games you guys showed. Now, after, you know, they did the whole zooming out thing, then they had this really weird thing when they had these voices that just started talking like, I really like the PS4. Oh man, I really like developing for the PS4. It's just such a great piece of hardware, blah, blah, blah. At first, I thought I had another tab open that some video started playing. It was very unclear to all of us. I'm sure many of us were checking our tabs, see if we had like something else running. But that was another pointless part of the conference. Let's see, Gran Turismo 6. Now they released some information about that with some prototype cars that are going to be only in Gran Turismo 6. That's pretty cool. There were some pretty beautiful cars in there. And some of the footage I initially thought was like real life footage. I was like, oh man, this is really nice, but I wish they'd show some of the in-game footage. And then everybody was telling me like that is in-game footage. I'm like, really? Color me impressed. I'm not that big of a racer fan, but that game definitely did look beautiful. And Gran Turismo 6 is releasing December 6th, 2013. And oh boy, there's gonna be a Gran Turismo movie. It should be really good, right? Because most video game movies are fantastic, especially racing movies in general. No, I don't expect good things from this film. And you can't really call it Gran Turismo because it's just gonna be a racing movie, and there's thousands of other racing movies. You can call any racing movie Gran Turismo. The only connection between the two is cars. So there's not really much they can really advertise about that. They were talking about Beyond Two Souls releasing PS3. talking about how we're not forgetting about the PS3 since the PS4 is coming out. You still guys are still gonna get great games and such. Unlike, you know, Microsoft, who completely abandoned the Xbox 360 already, moving a lot of the Xbox 360 games that were originally supposed to be released on there to Xbox One exclusive games. Now, they revealed the Little Big Planet Hub, which is going to be free to play, but there isn't any information right now regarding what sort of things you're going to have to actually purchase. Like, are you going to have to purchase levels? Are you going to have to purchase costumes? Pretty much one thing is that they're going to have the fundamental gameplay there, where you'll be able to, you know, design levels and play levels from all around the world. But as far as customizing your Sackboy, that'll probably be the only thing you have to buy. So I'm pretty much calling it a Little Big Team Fortress 2, where you just buy hats and other stupid accessories. But the basic fundamental part of the game is still there, free to play. Gran Turismo 5 is getting a hardware bundle and an exclusive headset for the PS4, whoop-de-doo. And also, when you buy the game on the PlayStation Store, you get a 75% off coupon for a Rockstar game, which is pretty good. They talk about the PS Vita Mega Packs. Don't really care about that. The PS Vita, Batman Arkham Origins, Lego Marvel, Football Manager, and Borderlands 2. Now, that was the most exciting thing about the PS Vita announcements, was that Borderlands 2 was actually being ported to the PS Vita. I do love Borderlands 2, and just the fact that that game is portable, and if it's going to be the exact same as what you get on the consoles or even on the PC, that's going to be pretty damn good for the PS Vita. They have a price drop, $199, and they said there's going to be a price drop for the memory cards. About fucking time. The worst part about the PS Vita was the damn memory cards. They were too expensive. That's the main thing about PS Vita they should have been talking about. But they still haven't given us any actual numbers. So let's hold our excitement about that, people, and just wait for the actual real information. Now, there was a couple games they showed for the PS Vita. One was called Murasaki Baby. That was weird. That was definitely weird. You got some kind of strange looking Tim Burton child who has a mouth on her forehead, and you're navigating her through some kind of nightmarish world where the touchpad pretty much controls the entire world, where you hold her hand, where you make obstacles for bad guys, where you clear obstacles for the baby to cross stuff and everything. It looked pretty fun, but at the same time it was very eerie and very weird. They also talked about Big Fest, which is basically Roller Coaster Tycoon, except you're making like Woodstock for you're making Woodstock for different, you know, unlicensed bands and such. Simulation games are pretty good, but you know, whatever. Then they basically showed a reel of any developers who were paid to say, "I love the PS Vita." They showed a couple more indie games that were coming to PS Vita, like Rogue Legacy, Binding of Isaac, N++, Wasteland Kings, Guns of Icarus, Hotline Miami 2, Wrong Number. And for whatever reason, this is one of the mundane things that Sony kept doing. They kept talking about irrelevant information that we don't really care about. We don't care where these developers are located around the world. We don't care about you stating a list, Norway, the United States of America, Canada, Alaska, the North Pole, India. We don't care. We care about the name of the developers, we care about the games. The location doesn't mean shit to us. And by the way, the guy they had doing all that was probably the most irritating part of the whole conference, besides the down feather dude. There was just something about the guy, he was not a showman. He was not a salesman. He was a corporate jockey with a stick up his ass, up there just spewing whatever he was supposed to memorize. And that irritates me. I like people up there who actually have a passion to show everyone what is going on with the console, with passion to make these announcements. I could have went up there, took in this irrelevant information and boring information, like where these fucking developers are coming from in the world. I could have made that fun and exciting. I could have done that. But these morons, they can't do that. Because they just This developer is located in a separate region of the world, not here in America. We all know this. They're located in Europe, in Europe, and it's right next to Iceland, and it's not too far away from New England. I just don't understand why Sony did. Did they have a rehearsal? Did they actually sit people down and watch a rehearsal and say, "This is fucking shit! This is boring"? I just really hope next time they try to liven things up. Let's see. And then they showed a game called Everyone's Gone to Rapture. But guess what? Those of us who are watching the live stream could not even fucking see the game. All we got to see was a command prompt. And as soon as the command prompt went away, we got about 2 seconds of some trees, and then we're all the way in the back of the fucking conference. Why do you keep switching to a camera angle that's all the way in the fucking back? We couldn't see the fucking game. If you guys do this shit next time, you're gonna get a very angry letter from me and a very angry video from me. Similar to this, but I'm gonna address it straight to you guys, and I'm gonna spam the shit out of your Twitter and your Facebook until each and every single one of you guys who planned this fucking piece of shit to hear my message to improve your later conferences. Now, Tequila Works was a developer that made this game called Rhyme, and it was fucking beautiful. I think that was the first time I actually felt happy. Oh my goodness, I'm feeling it again. The excitement, the beauty of this game, it just made me so happy to see it. It was lovely. It's a platformer where you're like some stupid kid who's running around some ruins and everything, but just the gameplay was very relaxing. The cinematography, just the graphics and everything was just wonderful. I can't wait to get my hands on that game. It was very nice to see that game. It was a nice breath of fresh air. Helldivers. It's a cross-platform game for the PS3, PS4, and PS Vita. Now, whether there's cross-platform play, as in multiplayer across them, I think that's what they were trying to get to on this. So it's basically like Alien Swarm on Steam, that's free, which is essentially the same game. But for Sony to combine the PS3, PS4, and PS Vita to all play together, that's pretty damn awesome. Now, whether or not we're going to actually see, voice chat between these 3 platforms, that'll be the real information that I would like to see. The game already just seemed okay. It's nice to have cross-platform play, but the compatibility between all 3 is going to show the power between Sony's platforms. Because that's one of the main things Sony's trying to sell to all of us, is that if you have more than one of our platforms, you're going to benefit from it because we have compatibility between them. Especially, PS Vita, PS3, PS Vita, PS4 especially. Now, they had another game that's basically like a side-scrolling, up and down, left and right type Super Stardust game. It looked pretty cool, but then again, it's just a really cool-looking shooter game. I'll probably get it whenever it comes out. Shadow of the Beast. Basically, it's like Dark Ratchet from Ratchet & Clank mixed with Wolverine slashing stuff up. We didn't really get to see any gameplay of it. Just some cinematography or whatever. Just a CG trailer. I don't really get excited for CG trailers. I like to see actual gameplay of the game. PlayStation Playroom. We're not going to talk about that. That's irrelevant. It's fucking stupid. But what it does confirm is that Sony was actually truly intending to sell the PSI along with the PS4. Because the PS Playroom comes already installed on the PlayStation 4. Which doesn't make much sense to have a program that's mainly for the PlayStation Eye to already be installed. So Sony showed their ass on that. Infamous Second Son trailer. I've already seen enough of Infamous Second Son to be excited about it. This new trailer they showed didn't really add to that excitement at all. And that was another thing that I really didn't like, is that a lot of the trailers that Sony showed weren't exciting. They weren't fun to watch. They were boring parts of the game, or just boring in general. They mentioned Drive Club, Knack, Order 1886. Killzone Shadowfall showed multiplayer, custom matches and everything, where you can have only certain classes, certain guns and such. That's pretty cool. But in the end, it's just Killzone multiplayer. Twitch TV coming to PS4. Saw that coming. You guys gotta understand, there's nothing that the Xbox has as far as like Twitch or Skype or anything like that Sony can't secure for their platform. All they have to do is talk to the company and get it done. That's all it really takes. And by the way, Twitch TV is free on the PS4. While on the Xbox One, you have to pay for access to Twitch TV. Alright, they mentioned there's going to be over 20 video services coming to the PS4. PlayStation Music Unlimited is available day one. Sony is partnering with internet service providers in Europe to provide better internet for people in Europe. Evidently, according to Sony, in Europe there's a lot of places that only have like 5 megabits down, which is pretty damn shitty. I could imagine have 5 megabits down. But evidently Sony is going to partner with these internet service providers and actually provide better internet for people, which I'm not entirely sure how they're going to do that, but that's interesting. I'd like to see some more information about that. Now, the PlayStation Vita remote play feature was demoed, and that was the feature I used on my PSP when I had a PS3. I played games like, damn, what was that called? Like Layer. I played Layer on remote play, and a couple other games. And you can also play every PS1 game on your PS3 over remote play on your PSP, which was pretty cool. Remote play is going to be a pretty handy feature. And I can definitely see with the way that they're packaging, you know, the PS4 and the PS Vita, where you might see a PS Vita and PS4 bundled together. That was just a rumor, but we might actually see that. Watch Dogs exclusive content, skins, hacking boost, and extra missions adds up to like 60 minutes of gameplay. They showed Minecraft, and for whatever reason, for some strange reason, they decided that it was cool that people have little Minecraft heads come out, walk out for literally like 5 seconds to announce Minecraft for PS4, which is only like a 10-second announcement. It showed War Thunder, which is like a World War II, you know, fighter pilot MMO for PS4. No details on whether or not it requires a subscription or if you have to actually buy the MMO itself. So we're going to have to hold judgment on that for now. They confirmed a 12 GB PS3 for $200. And when you buy certain games like Assassin's Creed, Black Flag, and Call of Duty on the PS3, you can actually purchase the PS4 version for what they call a significant discount on the PS4 digitally, which is pretty cool. And then Sony called out Microsoft for not coming out with what the gamers want initially and having to backtrack and completely do 180s just to gain back a little bit of respect from the gamers, which I think is an amazing point to make, because I've been saying this for a long time. All these drones keep talking about how Microsoft is so great for making these 180s and for how Microsoft cares about the gamers when they show how much they care at the starting gate. Your girlfriend doesn't show how much she loves you by telling you how much she loves you after she cheats on you several times, right? Exactly. If she really loved you, she wouldn't have cheated on you in the first place, and she would have been all for you. That's not the case with the Xbox One fanboys. So let's be good boys and let's just lay that to rest. Microsoft does not care about you. And then they also stated that the PS4 is launching in 32 countries. 32 countries. I wonder what other platform is releasing a whole lot less. I don't know what Microsoft was doing. It's like they want Sony to just obliterate them. You know what? I'm starting to believe that Sony's actually paying Microsoft to just fuck themselves over. Because it's just, everything is working out in Sony's favor with the Xbox One. I don't think that's a coincidence. Sony probably infiltrated all the top dogs at Microsoft to fuck over the Xbox One. That's the only logical explanation. But it's also, the PS4 is coming out in America November 15th. Exactly 6 days after my birthday. And on the 29th in Europe. So that'll be real cool. I don't know if I'm going to get one right away, but the PS4 is definitely a platform that I do plan on getting in the future. But that's all I got to say about Sony's Gamescom Borathon. It was boring as shit. It did release some good information, but it was just boring as can be. Now, hopefully next time, Sony, I'm just telling you right now, good information, really bad conference. Please approve upon that for next time. Please. Maybe some young people. You know, Microsoft, when they do a conference, they don't mind paying some hot young Asian girl from the development team to get up there and show us how a game works. Please do the same. Please get some lively people on the stage, and please avoid from hiring people from the retirement home. You have a good day, guys. I'll see you all later. Stay tuned for my Xbox One videos about what they released at their so-called Gamescom conference.